Hey guys, Chard here, the tech guy. In this video I'm going to show you my setup, what I'm working with. But before I do that, I want to go in a little backstory of how this setup was not the original setup that I had. What happened during the summer, I think it was back in this July 2017, we had a real bad storm that pretty much snuck up on me. I mean, I was just sitting here doing work on the computer and all of a sudden I heard "Paya" outside the window. And I think it hit the side of the building. When it did that, it knocked out my iMac. I had an iMac 5K 27-inch. Even though I had surge protector and a good backup power, because I spent a pretty good chunk of change on it, it still knocked out the computer and it knocked out some other things too. So what I believe is the storm hit the side of the building and it just surged through the electrical system, which, you know, Mother Nature is stronger than a surge protector. I don't care how much you pay for it. So the original setup was the iMac in the middle and these two 27 inches on each end. So I had like a 3-monitor setup, but on one side I had a PC running Windows 10 and on the other side it was the iMac. So the iMac was driving itself and one monitor, and then the other monitor I had a Windows 10 running. You know, I'm a IT guy, so I have to play on both sides of the fence. I have no choice. So what I did, I contacted Apple and explained to them what's going on. And unfortunately, the warranty, the 1-year Apple warranty just ran out. So it was just my bad luck. They told me they can fix it, and I said, no problem, because I need the system. I'll just pay out my pocket instead of buying a brand new one. After I take it to the place that they told me to take it to get it looked at, they charged me a diagnostic fee. They looked at it, and then they determined that the board was bad. So after the guy looked at it, he told me it's going to cost about, I think, $300 to $500, somewhere around there to get it fixed. At the time, I told him to go ahead and fix it because it was cheaper to replace it than going out and buy another iMac 27-inch 5K, which would cost even more. So after he fiddled with it a few times, he said, they can't get it going. And they ordered some parts, but that didn't work. They ordered some more parts, that didn't work. So basically, the computer was shot. It burned out my memory, it burned out everything. So after that, I contacted the insurance company. And that's when I explained to them what happened. And luckily I have good insurance, so they decided they would just replace the whole system and just get me a brand new one. So they looked it up online to see what the current price was on the new 5K 27-inch, and they gave me full price. Wrote me a check for it. They even replaced my diagnostic fee that the place charged me for diagnostic. So once that ordeal was all over with, I said, okay, well, let me start shopping for a new iMac. But before I did that, and I was waiting for them to fix it, I was fiddling with this Hackintosh that I've been fiddling with for like 2 years. Well, not really fully 2 years. It was off and on thing. I first built it in 2015. And I was fiddling with it, and I couldn't get it going. I bought all the necessary parts, followed all the tutorials. Everything was compatible. I just couldn't get it going. It kept on freezing, and I even did a video on it, my failing Tosh. But I decided, I'll say, you know what? Let me see if I can fiddle with it more. Because, I use Windows 10 and the Apple. But the Apple computer is my main workhorse. So I needed that back up and running. So during the time when they were trying to figure out what was going on the computer, I was fiddling with this. And before you know it, the thing just started working. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I did the same kind of fiddling around with it like I was doing back in 2015. And I don't know what it is, but all of a sudden it started working. Maybe it was jealous because I had the 5K here. I don't know. But as soon as the 5K died, then this guy started working. And up to this day, it's still working. And this, like I said, happened back in July. So I decided not to go ahead and get another iMac because this is working fine so far. So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna hold on to the cash. If this decides to stop working, then I can just go pick one up. But as you can see, it's still working. So because I decided not to go get another iMac, I decided to rearrange my setup. So starting from left to right, there are my Harman Kardon Bluetooth speakers, but they also have audio in. So if I need to hook it, wire it into my sound system, I can do that. And that's the 27-inch Acer monitor. It's a 2K monitor. This one is the same. It's just the same monitor. That's a Dell 24-inch monitor, 1080p. Old school Apple keyboard, the wired kind, because you know I got tired of changing batteries, so I just went back to the wire. And that's just a regular wireless mouse with the USB dongle that I have to plug into the computer, not Bluetooth. And then there's another Harman Kardon speaker. Same kind, Bluetooth, but with audio input. There goes my little Amazon Echo. My little can that my little girl made for me to hold my pens. These are Logitech speakers, the 2.0. There's the sub down there. Now these speakers has been with me since I think 2001. And I know they're the old kind of speakers, but for some reason they still have some life in them, so I just decided never to replace them because they still kicking. So my desk is actually made up of 3 parts that I got from IKEA. The drawer units are 2 separate units by themselves. They're just regular drawer units. And the top is made off a tabletop. So I got basically a tabletop that actually supposed to have legs attached to it, but I didn't get the legs. I just got the tabletop, the drawer units, and it was a perfect measurement as far as the front to back. You know, it's a little bit over the edge towards the back, but that doesn't matter because that's not seen. Because I was looking for a desk that was big enough to where I have plenty of room, but I couldn't find that desk. So that's when the idea come for me to actually assemble this whole unit like this. And this is my Hackintosh built from scratch. Of course, you know, that's a custom built computer because, you know, you have to have the right parts to build Hackintosh. You can't just grab any parts. All the parts have to be compatible. And these are all my storage. I got 2 in this unit, 2 over there, and 1 over there. And they're about 5 or 7 terabytes. I can't remember how much, but I use it to store all my music, videos, pictures, all kind of stuff. Oh, one more thing. I'm pretty sure you're wondering how in the world I got that monitor laying down like that. Well, I wanted it to be at an angle so when I'm sitting there, it's like I'm looking at an art board. You know, like artists used to draw on or drafting. One of those drafting board type look. So what I did was I went online to look for a laptop stand, one of the largest one I can find to at least hold this monitor up by itself. And I'll show you what it looks like. So after I got the stand, when I laid it the original way that the monitor is supposed to be, you know, with the Dell part at the bottom, what was going on, it wasn't fitting because the back of the monitor has a little hump at the bottom for all the cables and stuff like that and where it plugs in. Plus, it wouldn't look right with it being all the cables facing this end instead of on the other end. So I decided to turn it upside down, and then I went into the monitor configuration and did a 180 flip for this screen only. So that would get the image to look right side up instead of upside down. So that was the trick to it. So basically, like I said, if you want to do this, What you need is a laptop stand. You need a monitor small enough to fit there in the first place, and just flip the image in the settings, and that way you have all the cables and all the power cord on the other side instead of on this side of the monitor. Plus this side is smaller and thinner, so it's able to sit on that little lip. And I'll put the link to this stand that I got in case you decide to take that venture up. And I'll also put a link to those Vista mount stand that I used to hold these 27-inch monitor up in case you decide you want to get one. Okay, so that's it for this video. I just wanted to give you a quick demonstration of how I got my setup, and hopefully you got some ideas from it if you decide to set up your desk like it. You know, I got, like I said, I got everything in the middle, so I have room for other things on the end if I need be. You know, I got the speakers over there now, but I might decide to do something different down there later on down the road. But for now, just having everything in front of me is perfect. One idea that I'm toying with is putting a shelf up top to maybe move some speakers up there or put some other stuff, but just some other ideas I'm working on. But right now I like the way it's set up. It's working for me, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so that's it for this video, and look forward to seeing the next one.